If you've ever watched anime, you must know what a tsundere is, because it feels like every goddamn new anime has one of them. Tsundere are like the plague. They come uninvited, spread fast to other anime, make you go through excruciating pain and feel like absolute trash, and when you are finally about to die and rest in peace, they tell you that it's not like they wanted to hurt you or anything. Baka. Fuck tsunderes. So if they are that bad, why are there so many of them in anime? This is the question I want to discuss today. You see, at first I thought that perhaps everyone is a masochist deep inside, and that people in general enjoy being treated like shit, but after some thinking I was able to come out with 3 reasons why tsunderes are so prevalent in today's anime. Before I go into those reasons, I want to quickly mention what a tsundere is for those of you watching who still have no idea what this video is about. And yes, I am talking to all 2 of you. The term tsundere describes a person who is initially cold and even hostile towards another person before gradually showing a warmer side over time. Now that we've got that sorted out, let's move on to the juicy bits, the meaty part of this video, the main course, the reason why you clicked on this.
Just give us the 3 reasons already.
Reason number 1. Tsundere are versatile characters that make things happen. It's no surprise that the genres in which tsundere characters are most widespread are romance, slice of life, and drama. A lot of shows, and I mean a lot of shows of these genres, suffer from a clear lack of plot. They are the type of anime where after an entire season you realize nothing has really happened or changed, and that you just wasted your time. And this is where tsundere play a crucial role. Their existence alone moves the plot, makes stuff happen, and can change a boring, poorly written story into a mildly entertaining, poorly written story. They basically allow lazy authors to get away with writing crap. Here are some classic examples of tsundere cliches that lazy authors use. Want to create comedy? Just punch someone in the face. Want to create drama? Start an argument by overreacting to an insignificant thing. Want to create a filler episode? Just order another character to do something for you that doesn't have any importance for the overall plot. Want to create emotions or feels? Just show your true side and your sad past story after hiding them for most of the show. Want to create romance and people to ship your characters? Just blush and thank another character after they do you a favor. All of those scenes only work for one reason. The character that initiates them is a tsundere. In other words, they're just cheap ways of creating content that is not relevant in particular to your story, but in reality, they are just like Guile's team. They work in pretty much every story that you can think of. Reason number 2. Tsundere are like achievements. The same reasons for why people spend dozens of hours trying to figure out how to beat a difficult game like Dark Souls, or years going to gym, or trying to reach a high rank in a competitive video game like League of Legends before inevitably giving up when they are stuck in silver for like 200 games, can be applied to tsundere. Nobody likes being beaten by a tsundere, or goes to gym to have fun, and judging by all the flame, I am certain that nobody plays competitive video games for fun. In reality, it's more of a grind in order to achieve something you desire, be it a crappy border, a nice body, or just getting a girl to blush. This reminds me of a story my literature teacher told us in high school about a man who made a promise with a pretty lady that if he serenades under her window for 100 days straight, she will be his lover. The man did it for 99 days, but never showed up for the last day. This motive is also used in One Piece, where theorizing about what the One Piece treasure is and how will we get to it is and will be way more exciting than the moment the treasure finally gets revealed. A man's romance lies in mystery. Known things are truly boring. Bottom line is that conquering a tsundere in a romance setting is fun and feels rewarding. Seeing the main character of an anime succeed after going through painful experiences and plenty trials feels better than if the girl just liked him back from the very first episode. Even though the final result is exactly the same, it's the journey that matters. You know, when you get your first paycheck ever, even though you probably didn't make that much money, as it is your first paycheck, you still value the money that you've earned more than you would normally do for the same sum if they are given to you. Tsundere are kind of the same. Objectively, they are just bitchy and annoying, but to you, they feel special because God knows what you've went through. Anyway, let's move on to the last point of this video. Reason number 3. Tsundere are popular.
What the fuck?
That moment when you make a video on why Tsundere are popular, and the reason you give is that they are popular because they are popular. But there is some truth in that statement. On a psychological level, you are way more likely to have feelings for someone you see frequently rather than for someone you see for the very first time. This is why most people have had crushes on close friends or colleagues from school or work. It's as if spending time with someone and getting to know them better makes you like them more. Wow, that's so unexpected. The funny thing is that in many anime, authors use this familiar feeling the other way around. Instead of spending more time on developing a good character, they spend less on the assumption that you know the general character archetype from the get-go. This way, instead of fully characterizing their tsundere, they can just focus on the things that make her stand out from the rest. Let me give you an example. Masamune-kun no Revenge is an anime that is airing at the time of me making this video. Here is the cover art for the first manga volume. From this picture alone, before even getting into the show, one can deduce that she is a tsundere, and already have a pretty good understanding of how this character's personality will turn up to be. So you know what the author does? Instead of focusing on her tsundere traits, they focus on the things that make her different from other tsundere characters on the very first few episodes. In her case, she eats a lot, which is not a typical thing to do, and the author makes sure that you know that as soon as possible, because that's what makes the character somewhat unique. Without knowing that and a couple other elements that make her stand out, she would be just another typical tsundere. Again, this approach encourages lazy writing and will continue to exist as long as there is a fan base for this type of characters. At the end of the day, having a tsundere in your story is playing it safe. There is a huge following for this type of character, which ensures that no matter how bad your story is, some people will still buy it. So that's about it for this video, and I know I've been sounding very negative, but the truth is that tsundere are actually one of my favorite character archetypes. I just don't think they work in literally every anime. Also, in this decade, most tsundere characters seem to be Taiga clones. Taiga was a good character in Toradora, but I feel that authors need to understand that just by copying her, they can't expect to achieve the same success as the original. Even though most tsundere nowadays are bad characters, there are a few that pleasantly surprised me. One of them is Erina from Food Wars. I think she's a great example of a tsundere placed in an environment that fully makes use of her personality and enriches the viewer experience. Food Wars in general finds creative ways to use elements that I usually find annoying in anime, like fanservice, and gives them new meanings, but that's a discussion for another time. If you stuck with me until this point in the video, it means that you've enjoyed it and you might as well hit that subscribe button. It's not like I want you to watch my future videos or anything. One last thing before I go, I want to start a new series on YouTube answering general anime questions like the one in this video. If you have any anime related questions that you want me to answer, make sure to leave them in the comment section because that gives you a chance to be responsible for my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.